503 today for a no credit check, no risk approval. Get approved today and we'll match you with the best contractors in your area. And remember, no deposit financing is now available. Call 800-921-1.
The Fantasy Focus Football Podcast. The Arizona Sports YouTube channel. Just the local sports leader doing what we do on YouTube. Serve yourself some Arizona sports for live shows, podcasts, viral clips, shorts, and more. Subscribe to the Arizona Sports YouTube channel.
Hey, it's Wolf, and I've got to give a huge shout out to the team that just transformed my yard into an oasis with artificial grass. That is Legacy Green Solutions. These guys are the real deal. Family owned and operated in the basin for over 25 years, voted best of the valley. Legacy Green Solutions uses premium American-made turf with certified installation that looks and feels natural. Right now, Legacy is offering a limited time deal. Mention Wolf and get 15% off. Just text GREEN to 620-620 or visit LegacyGreenSolutions.com.
Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, when it's time to ride, Arizona, time to tackle all the AZ has to offer, you know what's made for the desert, a Bronco or Bronco Sport at our Desert Ford dealers. Yep, Paul Calvi's here. Take that 2025 Ford Bronco, engineered to dominate. The Bronco off-road racing legacy, it's made on meticulous design, merciless testing, from rock-crawling showdowns to grueling desert courses. It is Ford performance at its best. Even better, right now, get $399 a month for 36 months on a red carpet lease with $2,709 cash due at signing. Plus, Jeep owners get $2,000 cash back when you lease a 2025 Ford Bronco Big Bend SUV. Or check out the Bronco Sport, because right now, get $299 a month for 36 months on a red carpet lease with $2,219 cash due at signing. Plus, Jeep owners get $1,000 cash back when you lease a 2025 Ford Bronco Sport Big Bend SUV. Both exclude taxes, titles, and license fees. Just click buyfordnow.com.
Live streaming audio, podcasts, video highlights. The Arizona Sports app has all this and more from the local sports leader, including Cardinals play-by-play.
Breaks a tackle, heads for the end zone, touchdown!
Download the Arizona Sports app, presented by Ready Services Plumbing and Air Conditioning. KMVP FM Phoenix, live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studio. Arizona Sports, the local sports leader. ASU football. This is the State of the Sun Devils pregame show with Jeremy Schnell, Jesse Morrison, and Damon Allred.
Touchdown, Sun Devils!
Live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios, it's the State of the Sun Devils pregame show alongside Jesse Morrison and Damon Allred. I'm Jeremy Schnell. ASU going over to Utah to take on the Utes today without their starting quarterback, and that's where we're going to start today, boys. ASU without Sam Leavitt today, and Jeff Sims will be the quarterback, taking Arizona State, number 21 ranked, into Utah against a very good Utah Utes team, Jesse.
Yeah, this was a very shocking week, I would say, because we came into we had no idea this was going to happen, really. Like, I mean, you saw it on the ASU football social media account this week. You know, they were showing videos of Sam practicing. Everything looked
with the footballs wet, and
with the
spraying the water bottles and all that stuff.
Everything seemed to be okay here, and then he goes from probable, which I did notice. I was like, Sam's on the injury report on Wednesday, and then Thursday, sitting there, I'm enjoying watching Cam Scattaboo run all over the Eagles, which was awesome to see. And then this comes out, and that Sam is doubtful. And I was like, wait, what, when, where? He looked fine against TCU. So, yeah, I went into a little bit of panic mode. I'm less panicked now.
Really?
I'm less panicked now, yeah, after watching some tape. But
a shocker, actually, as we're talking right now in Boulder, as Colorado has upset Iowa State.
Yeah, so
tough to win on the road.
Yeah, tough to win on the road for sure. That's where ASU is this weekend. But yeah, I mean, I do think there are some ways ASU can still win this game.
Yeah, Damon, obviously Jeff Sims is going to be the quarterback today for ASU with Sam Leavitt out. If you're just joining us, Sam Leavitt is out with an unknown injury, popped up on the injury report on Wednesday night and as probable. And then on Thursday night, we got another injury report, and he was doubtful. And then Kenny Dillingham said on Bickley or Murata the next morning that it would take a, quote, mini miracle for him to play. And then later in the afternoon, Levitt was ruled out. From your perspective, Damon, how big of an injury and how big of an obstacle is this for ASU to overcome missing their starting quarterback against a good Utah team?
Yeah, first just want to hit on the timeline of it because as you guys referred to, the probable appearance on Wednesday didn't really shock me, having seen what went on at practice Tuesday and Wednesday, which Sam Levitt took just about every, if I'm not mistaken, he took every first-team rep Tuesday and Wednesday, still did his normal Tuesday availability, and there was never any indication that he wasn't going to play. We saw things that made us think there was an injury there, but nothing that made us think he wasn't going to end up playing. And just the way that they talked about it, the way that he talked about it, he was mentioning we're going to be up in Utah. That's a hostile environment. I've got family up there, things like that. Like, that doesn't sound like a person. To play. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a person expecting not to play. But, one thing I can say from being around practice as much as I have, I've probably seen 100 Jeff Sims practices, maybe more at this point. He has the love of the team, completely and fully. There are a lot of people, especially some receivers, that are really close with him. I think that that's something that can help him. Shimon Mateer posted a picture and was like, this is the $1 million picture right here, me and two, let's ride, that type of thing. So I think there is an enthusiasm around the opportunity that Jeff Sims has right now. It's just a matter of, can he indeed turn this new leaf that he kind of has turned with ASU since arriving here, where he's yet to turn over the ball in his 110 or so snaps, which obviously not a huge sample size, and the sample we have of him prior to that is obviously much more leaning into the turnovers than not, but from what we've seen here at ASU, he's been better about that. So, that's going to be one of the biggest keys to success today.
Yeah, very small sample size we've seen, though, from Jeff Sims here at Arizona State. Couple of, mop-up duty games, and then you saw the start last year against Cincinnati, where I would just say
they took the keys out of his hands.
Yeah, they took the keys out of his hands, which makes me think that the coaching staff didn't really trust him in that game. Obviously, that game was almost a year ago. Maybe he's gotten better in that time.
Which, from speaking from personal account, he has definitely gotten better. He looks better in practice than he did a year ago.
We saw a scrimmage of Jeff Sims last year that I would say really concerned me. I watched him at Camp T, and he looked better.
Yeah.
I would say that, Damon, and obviously you're out of practice a lot more than Jesse and I are. But when the news first dropped and we heard that Sam Levitt wasn't going to play, initially, like what you said, Jesse, we were kind of panicked.
Yeah.
Me and you talked on the phone about it, and it's a very tough place to play. It's a night game. It's a team that should be ranked in the top 25, in my opinion, in Utah.
It was already favored by a touchdown before the injury stuff came out, too.
Correct. So I am concerned about what ASU's offense is going to do, but as we're going to talk about in the second segment, I am very intrigued to see how this defense is going to play against the Utah offense after what seemed like a very good performance against TCU 2 weeks ago.
What I will say is, just watching back the Cincinnati game with Jeff Sims, is he wasn't the sole reason they lost. ASU had a very bad tackling game, I would say, in that one. And then there was a big fumble by Scadaboo.
Only fumble of the year by him.
And it was in a bad spot on the field to fumble.
First play of a drive, and so deep in your own territory, yeah.
And then Ian Hershey did Ian Hershey things. If you don't remember who Ian Hershey is, I'm sure you do as an ASU fan. He was the kicker last year.
People might not even remember that Jeff Sims played in this game because of how much the attention was on the kicking game afterward.
Yes.
Correct. That was when Kenny had a viral clip about having tryouts.
Yeah. So there was a play that Jeff had where it was 3rd and 10, and they ran a QB draw.
Two of them.
Two of them, yeah. Two plays where they ran 3rd and 10 QB draw.
And very clearly designed QB draws.
Yeah, so that, shows that they didn't have that much faith in him. And then there was also a couple of just inaccurate throws, I would say. A little bit short. There was one play on 3rd down. It was a screen that Cam caught, but he had to really reach out for it. And then even on the 40-something yard pass to Jordan Tyson, that was not the best ball by Sam, and Jordan came back and was able to make a catch on it. So,
I mean, that's the
or not
Receiver's
Sam,
job,
I'm sorry,
though.
but
That's
Jeff.
That's what receivers do on every ball that's thrown
Yeah,
to them.
but I'm
And
just
now-
saying that
Yeah.
these are my observations of Jeff
Which,
from
for the
last
people
year.
that want to see it, that tape of Jeff in the Cincinnati game is up on my Twitter for anyone that wants to go peek back at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you brought up Jordan Tyson there, Jesse, and let's talk about him for a second because he's gonna need to be involved in this game plan, I would assume. But you got running backs in this team that you would like to see get going: Raleek Brown, Kyson Brown,
Who's
Kanye
questionable?
Udoh.
Kyson.
Correct. So for this team to have success today, you need to lean on those playmakers that ASU has. In order, number one, to get Jeff Sims going early, you need to, make it simple on him. Obviously, last year in the Cincinnati game, Jesse, as you brought up, it looked like they took the keys out of his hand, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to get him some confidence today, get him some easy passes early, get it to your playmakers, and let them do the work. Am I wrong about that, Damon? Is that the recipe for success today for ASU?
I think the easy reads are going to be some of the most important plays that they have today. Obviously, in addition to the run game, you got Raleek Brown, who is the Big 12 leading rusher. Jeff Sims is a bit more of a powerful runner than Sam Levitt is. He can kind of do more of the run-pass options because of how his body is able to handle up more in those situations, I think. I do believe, though, that you're going to need to get Jordan Tyson involved early, get Shimon Mateer involved early. Shimon, who was also on the injury report this week, but has since come off it. I mean, it's going to be big to – the number one goal on offense is just to not fall behind in the turnover battle. And if you can do that, and if the defense can continue to put you in a good spot, as it has the past few games especially, I think that that's kind of where the recipe starts.
Here's what I'll say. So Jeff wasn't the reason fully that ASU lost, but he didn't necessarily help them or propel them, above and beyond to a point where they were super competitive and, could weather the mistakes they had. So
And the missed field goals.
yeah, and that goes into the mistakes. So I kind of think personally that I think what we've seen from game action, not practice action, with Jeff Sims is not very good, and that dates back to 2020 at Georgia Tech. So I think
He lined up upside Trevor Lawrence. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it is pretty crazy. He's an old guy for a college player. He's younger than me, but he's an old guy for a college player. But no, what I was gonna say is that they got to run the ball. This is a game where you heavily feature Raleek Brown. Like, I don't care if Raleek gets 40 carries today. Like, I am ready for them to just run the ball, because if you look at Utah's rush defense too, you'd think Utah, they're usually really good in the defensive department. They're about middle of the pack in run defense. So, yeah, run the ball.
Did you guys see Raleek Brown's tweet the morning after the TCU game?
Tell me.
I don't mind more carries. It's never too much carries.
And I wouldn't either for him after what we've seen from him this season.
And that was after 30 touches in that game.
Two quick things before we go to break, guys. Wade Helton might get some run at center today. We'll see Ben Coleman move over to guard a little bit. So that could help the run game some. That could help Jeff Sims get into rhythm.
Because that's the center that he's practiced with.
Correct. And then the other thing is we're seeing the black pants with the white tops.
The black helmet.
The jerseys from the Jail Mary game. Could we see a little bit of a
backup
moment?
QB heroics?
No, yeah, backup QB heroics. A little moment from Jordan Tyson, like we saw from Jalen Strong in that game against USC today against Utah.
Yeah, with the backup quarterback like ASU had in that game.
Yep.
All the vibes are there.
Yeah, we'll see.
I will say Mike Bercovici was pretty good.
We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about the defense and how they can stop this Devin Dampier run offense by Utah. It's the State of the Sun Devils pregame show live on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
So my mother is thinking of switching from Verizon to Pure Talk, but she's worried the deal sounds too good to be true. Michael, she said, how can those Pure Talk people offer me the same basic service as Verizon for so much less money? I said, Ma, go ask Google how much Verizon spends on advertising and promotions. A few seconds later, my mother said, oh my goodness, $12 billion a year? That must be a typo. I'll tell you what I told my mom. It's not a typo. Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotions, and their customers are paying for it. Well, Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. Trust me, I would know. That's why they can offer you and my mother unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a crazy fast 5G network for just $25 a month. And if you're a business owner, you could really save a fortune. Dial pound 250, say the words Mike Rowe, and you'll get an additional 50% off your first month. That's pound 250 Mike Rowe. Pure Talk. Everything you need and nothing you don't.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro on them. It's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
With 24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits ended. Balance due if you pay off earlier. Cancel finance agreement. iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month. Plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1/2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen scores every time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done, with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way, with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Annie's first oil change wasn't as hard as she thought because she went to AutoZone, where a friendly AutoZoner helped her find the right oil and save on an oil filter. He explained the job and showed her free how-tos on AutoZone.com. When she was done, AutoZone recycled her old oil for free. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions apply.
There's never been a better time to experience Sun Devil football.
Pressure coming, Levitt throwing for the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by Jordan Tyson. The Levitt to Tyson connection clicks again.
Don't miss your chance to be a part of the action, tradition, and unmatched atmosphere at Mountain America Stadium this season. Get your Sun Devil football tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com.
ASU football. State of the Sun Devils pregame show with Jeremy Schnell, Jesse Morrison, and Damon Allred.
Live from the Casino Arizona and Talking Stick Resort Studios, it's the State of the Sun Devils pregame show. We're taking you up to the Sun Devil Tailgate Show, hosted today by Braden Bell, in for Jeff Munn. Guys, this game is going to be really important today.
Yeah.
Not only because it's a game against a conference opponent, both teams are only have one loss and undefeated. Well, not undefeated because Utah lost to Texas Tech, but only one loss this season for both teams. But because TCU is getting demolished and because Iowa State just lost. And next week, ASU has a tough opponent in Texas Tech coming into town.
Yeah, this TCU win starting to not look as good. They've gone from ranked team to losing back-to-back games. Or maybe not back-to-back games, but twice in 3 weeks. I don't know if they had a bye last week.
I've got a fun stat to make you guys feel better about the strength of schedule.
I love fun stats.
Well, I've got one. Okay,
give it.
so entering this week, ASU's previous opponents were a combined 18-5, not counting their games against ASU. And the teams that they will play over the next 4 weeks, which we've talked about this stretch at length, Utah, Texas Tech, Houston, and Iowa State, entering this week, because of course Iowa State has already lost, those teams are 16-1, not including games against each other, which is pretty jarring. And so this is a pretty important stretch. You're going to know who ASU is after November 1st.
And you're going to know who Devin Dampier is after today's game, because this guy has looked pretty good this season outside of the Texas Tech game.
Which he was hurt for. He didn't practice that week for
Correct.
at least one of the days.
Over 1,000 yards already, 11 touchdowns and 3 picks. He does some work on the ground as well. Rushing, he has over 250 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns so far this year. ASU needs to work on containing him, keeping him in the pocket, turning him into a pocket passer. And even then, he's looked really good at slinging the ball down the field this year, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, I think what ASU needs to do against Devin Dampier, which was what Texas Tech did and they were able to have success. ASU needs to force some turnovers. I mean, you see that Devin Dampier had 2 interceptions against Texas Tech, and Texas Tech beat them 34-10.
He had no interceptions before that game, by the way.
And also, a lot of the game, Texas Tech played with what? A backup quarterback.
Yep.
So ASU coming into this game with a backup quarterback against...
Granted, there's a difference between when a quarterback comes in during the game versus 2 days ahead of time, but yeah.
Yes.
Which could be a benefit for ASU because they kind of are getting, they're mentally ready for Jeff Sims.
Which we can kind of get into this. Do we think there was any... I mean, the Utah fans sure seem to think that there was some gamesmanship here with the doubtful listing. And then, obviously...
The probable listing and then the doubtful listing, you mean?
Yeah. And then, obviously, it's not gamesmanship to be saying, oh, he's out, and then he's going to play. Obviously, he can't play after he's listed as out. But I'm curious...
Was he listed as out last night?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, I saw the reports.
Yeah.
But those
team
reports,
told me that he wasn't going to play.
Those reports mean little to nothing until the actual injury report comes out, and that's on paper. So now he cannot play... So no gamesmanship there.
And so my question is there any psychological benefit that can come from the way this played out? And my answer to that is the only way there is if Utah is like, okay, cool, now Sam Leavitt's not playing, now we've got this thing in the bag. But because Kyle Whittingham has built up the culture that he has, I don't think that's going to be the case.
That's exactly what I was going to bring up. Kyle Whittingham is a very good coach. He is the type of coach that you think Kenny Dillingham would want to model his coaching style after.
Has said he is modeling.
Yes. And, Graham Rossini was on with Burns and Gambo yesterday, and he talked about how Utah is an athletic department that Arizona State would want to model a lot of things after. So this is a litmus test in a number of different ways for ASU, and obviously going in with their backup quarterback, it's going to be tough, but again...
I mean, especially considering what happened the last time at Rice Eccles Stadium. We haven't even mentioned that yet. 55-3.
And now you brought it up, and now we got to talk about the defense a lot more because defense
it's going to be good on good.
Defense is a lot better than it was 2 years ago, obviously. They have a lot of veterans on this defense. It's going to be, only 3 sacks allowed by Utah's offensive line all year so far. We've seen ASU pick up the pass rush in the past couple of games a little bit more. They've had a number of different guys step up on that defensive line. Could that be something that we see today, or is it more of a game that you want to see just some contain and then sit back and play really good in coverage?
I think ASU with this Utah offense, I do think that Utah can throw the ball around, but I do think with the way Utah's running their offense this year, that ASU should send some blitzes in this game just because that's the only way they're going to get after Dampier. Like, they can't just rush 4 against him because Utah, as you mentioned, their offensive line has only allowed 3 sacks this year. They have, would you say, 5 NFL offensive linemen, Damon?
Eventually, the tackles are the 2 that'll probably be in the first round this year.
First round this year, they're projected, I believe, to be 5th and 30th this year on some mock draft that Luke Lipinski pulled up the other day on Wolf and Luke. But yeah, they're supposed to be first-round picks. So, if
ASU's got
ASU's
2 first-round picks on this team as well. They got Jordan Tyson, and a lot of people are saying Keith Abney is now a first-round pick.
If ASU
Keith is going to be so huge today because of the amount of one-on-one they're going to have to play, and with that depleted secondary. Obviously, you might get Montana Warren back, which could be huge, but
if there is a game to not play 2 high safeties, this is the game to not play two high safeties. So have at it, Brian Ward. I know you're excited for it.
Testing the gods here.
All right, let's talk about the weather real quick before we get to our predictions. It's supposed to be a little rainy, guys, and obviously, if anybody's been driving around the valley today and you're listening to us, you've seen that there's been some clouds in the sky. That we're getting some outer bands of Hurricane Priscilla. And so that's making its way up to Utah a little bit. There's maybe some thunder in the area. So
what I just recently saw in this most recent check is we're expecting some showers before the game and into the game, probably stopping around halftime, and maybe some thunderstorms in there as well. But it looks like the more likely chance is thunderstorms after the game instead of during or before.
That would be ideal if it happened after the game.
We'd like to not have a delayed night.
Yeah, I'm good. I just don't want a delayed night, but I am nervous. I do think that a wet game might benefit ASU in a way.
We said that last time, and it wasn't wet, so it didn't matter. But
yeah, I think it might benefit ASU just because,
running is all they can do.
Running is all they can do, and today that might be all they can do. So, I think that the wet game could benefit ASU. What scares me and what I was looking so forward to and why I wasn't scared about this matchup for ASU when Sam Levitt was still playing is he was like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Oregon. I know what I'm doing in the rain." And now
another indicator that he was expecting to play.
Yeah. And now that's not the case. So I don't think ASU has that advantage anymore.
All right, we're going to get to our predictions now. Damon Allred, what do you got?
I'm going 23-10 Utah. Okay, so this is actually a pretty big loss prediction because ASU has not lost by double digits other than that Cincinnati game that Jeff Sims played since 2023. So maybe there's some writing on the wall there. But I just think it'll be a situation where maybe it's like 16-10 late in the game and ASU's maybe driving to pull ahead, and then something goes wrong, and then it's 23-10.
Go ahead, Jesse.
Yeah, I think that this is going to be low scoring, but I don't trust Jeff Sims. I'm sorry. Yeah. So 17-13 Utah.
I got 21-10. 21-13 actually. Let's go 21-13 Utah wins.
You guys are both higher on Jeff Sims than I am based on point totals.
Yeah, but I also got 2 field goals in there, so I don't see them getting in the end zone other than one time in this game. I think ASU is going to struggle to get the ball into Utah territory even. It's going to be a tough game. ASU, if they're going to win this game, they need to run the ball. And what I've seen from the other running backs outside of Raleek Brown, I'm not impressed with. But guys, that's going to do it for this edition of the State of the Sun Devils pregame show. Thank you so much for listening and watching. You can find us on all forms of social media at AZ Sports Devils. For Jesse Morrison and Damon Allred, I'm Jeremy Schnell. The Sun Devil Tailgate Show is up next with Braden Bell here on Arizona Sports, the local sports leader.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. Grand. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest. The last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the...
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your...
Windshield wipers. eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying... Just beautiful.